Hey guys, welcome back to my channel, and today we're gonna be talking about books. It's time for a Q&A. Now, you guys asked a lot of questions, so let's get right into it. I do have a few announcements at the end of the video, so stick around for that, and let's get right to it. Question number 1, how many books do you own? I'll be right back. I have 98 books. What are your hobbies aside from reading? Cooking and baking are big hobbies for me. I enjoy both of them so much, especially the eating part of it. I love eating, so I guess that's a hobby too, eating, which is a dangerous one, especially when you're in a career where you have to be like fit and skinny, but I like eating a lot. Ebooks or paperbacks? I like both. I actually think any form of reading is amazing. Like, they all count. Audiobooks, ebooks, paperbacks, hardcovers, PDFs, I don't know, anything. Fan fiction, Wattpad, everything, comics, graphic novels, they're all books. So I do prefer having like a physical copy on me. It's just the feel of a book is incomparable. But I have nothing against ebooks. I sometimes read them at night when my brother gets annoyed by the light and it's like, you need to turn off the light. And I'm like, that's okay. I'll just read in my iPad. Next question, how is the book going? I'm guessing this question had to do with the book that I'm trying to write. And I am actually very excited to say that the book is officially in its first draft journey. I have already finished the first chapter and I'm on to my second one, and I'm very excited of where it's going and where it's headed, and I'm very excited to finally be writing it, because sometimes I just plan and then I'm like, oh, I leave it for another decade. But now I'm there. I'm writing. I can feel it. I can feel the characters coming to life. I can feel my ideas happening, and it's awesome. So the book is going great. Question number 5. What is your favorite dystopian book? I don't know. I do know. You could say Lunar Chronicles is dystopian. So that's my favorite. I love Lunar Chronicles. It's not only one of my favorite dystopian books, but it's one of my favorite books in general. If you could live or visit any fantasy world, which would it be? Now, you guys don't know this, but behind this beautiful blanket from Beacon Book Box Twilight Special Edition box is the door to Narnia. But instead of Narnia, it takes me to the Wizarding World if I take it left. If I take it right, it takes me to Belarus. And if I keep going straight, it takes me to Terrasen. And then sometimes there's like a curve and I can go off to like Forks, Washington, where Edward lives. And then other times I just go under the sea and meet up with Percy and his gods and stuff. So yeah. Next question, do you like Twilight? I like the night. Without the dark, would never see the stars. Twilight. How to write a good book review. I think the best way to write a book review is to be yourself. If you're not the super formal critic that takes like commas and grammar and everything, paragraph format and like perfection into detail, if you just read a book for your enjoyment, just say that. Say how the book made you feel. Say like the moments that made you gasp. Talk about the moments that made you cringe. Just give your honest, natural opinion. Don't try to be something you're not, which is what I've discovered when I try to write good reviews and stuff. I just say what's on my mind, even if it makes no sense sometimes. Also, don't spoil anything when doing a book review, unless you put a huge warning right before it. So, favorite and least favorite trope. Okay, my least favorite trope is love at first sight. That's easy. I hate when two characters see each other and it's like, drool. I don't like that. That's unrealistic. It's never gonna happen in real life or in books or anywhere. It doesn't work. It doesn't. My favorite trope is book groups, book friends, I just like when there's like a group where everybody gets along and there's like this crazy dynamics, and it's like everybody compliments everybody, and like they have this like, oh, I don't know, I love those. The question is, how do you choose a book? My TBR is like miles long. Like it literally goes from the ceiling to the apartment below me. And maybe even lower. So to the ceiling until the underworld. But I usually pick a book by my mood. That actually helps a lot. Because if you just pick like a random book just for picking, sometimes it's not what you want and you end up hating a book that's amazing and probably could become one of your favorites. So really let your mood and your gut guide you into what you want to read. Also, it helps if you have like a list of books you want to read, so you can pick from those. Do you know any books about Anastasia? I'm guessing you mean like Anastasia retellings and stuff, and I'm gonna give you a little thing called Romanov. It has spells and chasing, and you know, the bad guy that wants to kill the Romanovs and all that stuff. So yes, but if you've read Romanov and you're looking for something else, here's a list of other books you can check out that are Anastasia retellings. Okay, now somebody asked me favorite books ever, and I'm so happy that they put books with an S, because I cannot pick one book. So I'm gonna give you like my favorites that come to my head. From Shatter Me, the third book is one of my favorite books ever. It's a masterpiece. It was written perfect. It's amazing. It's perfect. It's beautiful. That third book, Ignite Me, is amazing. It's a comfort read. I really like Crescent City. I really like From Blood and Ash, both of them. Like the Lunar Chronicles, Winter, the last book is amazing. It's so good. I love it. And I really like the novella, Levana's Story. One of my favorites. Queen of Shadows from Throne of Glass. I know it's like mid-series, like it's the fourth book, it's right in the middle of the whole series, but like if the book had ended in Queen of Shadows, if the series had ended in Queen of Shadows, I would have been happy. Unsatisfied, but happy. I got a couple of have you read. Have you read The Naturals? Have you read Dorothy Must Die? Have you read Strange the Dreamer? And have you read The Selection? And no to all of them. I used to have The Naturals on my TBR, but I took them off because they don't sound like something I want to read now, but they did when I was younger, so I've moved on, I guess, from that kind of book. I don't know, I just feel like it's not for me anymore. Dorothy Must Die has never been on my radar because I'm not a fan. Or I guess it's not that I'm not a fan. I've never watched The Wizard of Oz. I've never felt any attachment to The Wizard of Oz, so I don't really feel any need to read Dorothy Must Die. That's not to say I'm not gonna read any of these, because I may end up reading them, but Strange the Dreamer is right there waiting for me to pick it up, hopefully soon. And The Selection was high on my TBR, but I found so many other books that I want to read so much more that The Selection just keeps getting bumped down. So we'll see if I ever get to it. I love this question. What's a book you would kill to read again? And what's a book you would burn? A book I would burn. Okay, I'm gonna give a book that, it's not even that it was horrible or anything like that. It's just, it hurt. And it was the last book from the Shatter Me series. Like the last one from the second trilogy. I think it's Imagine Me. Yes, I know it's Imagine Me with the beautiful eye, because it's a beautiful cover. But oh my god, it broke my heart that a series I loved so much ended like that. I'm not even gonna go into it because it's not even that I didn't like the ending. The ending was fine. Just, oh my god. A book I would kill to read again. Disclaimer, I do not condone killing, but I would love to be able to read the Harry Potter series again from the beginning without knowing everything that's gonna happen, because sometimes it makes me sad that I'll never be able to experience for the first time Harry being told he's a wizard, or Sirius turning out to be the Godfather. There's so many stuff. A Fred and George. So yeah, I would. But then again, I don't condone killing, so. What was the book that sparked your love for reading? I'm gonna go get it. I mean, look at this poor book. It's been through a lot. I got it when I was like 13. I wrote on it. I would never write in my books anymore as a grown adult now, but you know, my 13-year-old self was obsessed. But anyways, this is probably the book I've read the most. This is the book that got me into this journey. I'm here because of this book, so thank you, Twilight, and I'm sorry people hate you so much. I understand it, but at the same time, I love you, so it's okay. What genre is your least favorite and why? I think my least favorite genre is horror, and I don't even know why, because I do like scary stuff, but I don't think I haven't read enough to judge really, but I don't think I would be a big fan of reading like horror books and stuff. What is your least favorite overhyped book? The Shadows Between Us gets a lot of love, and while I did love it, it wasn't for me. That first sentence, it's one of my favorite first sentences in books. They never found the body of the first and only boy who broke my heart, and they never will. It's such a badass first quote, but it's just the book didn't carry on. Like it was missing something. But yeah, this book is a little overhyped. What is your least favorite and favorite book in your favorite series? I'm gonna pick 3 of my favorite series, and I'm gonna tell you. So, Throne of Glass, my favorite book, Queen of Shadows, I already said that. Least favorite is Crown of Midnight, because I was not into Kale. I was very upset about, you know what, I'm gonna be quiet, I'm not gonna spoil. Anyways, yeah. Favorite Queen of Shadows, least favorite Crown of Midnight. In Twilight, my favorite is Breaking Dawn, except the Jacob chapters. I don't like those. And my least favorite is actually Eclipse, which is weird because I thought my least favorite was New Moon, but I reread it and I ended up liking it. And Eclipse kind of drags a lot. In Percy Jackson and The Olympian, so the first 5 books, my favorite is the last one, book 5. That book is beautiful. And it's like action-packed from the first chapter. And my least favorite is Sea of Monsters. For some reason, Sea of Monsters just... And it brought us Talia, who is not my favorite character. Where do you keep all your books? My books are literally in a stack right next to my bed. I'm making a video coming soon about my 2021 bookish goals. And one of my goals is to get a bookshelf, because as much as I love my book stack, I want a bookshelf so I can decorate it and maybe put it as my background for my videos and like be like, oh, I'm gonna go pick a book, and I don't know. I don't know. I really want a bookshelf, so we'll see. Who is one book boy you think doesn't get enough love? Now, I feel like fantasy book boys get a lot of love, but we've forgotten about our beautiful contemporary book boys. And one of my favorite book boys is Levi from Fangirl. I think he's so cute. I mean, look at him right there. He's so funny. He's so sassy. I really, really like him. So yeah, I think contemporary book boys deserve way more love. What is the worst and best book you've ever read? The best book I've ever read, and it's not even my favorite book, it's not even in my top 10 favorite books because the ending pissed me off. It's The Invisible Life of Eddie LaRue. Don't know how to explain it, but that book is perfect. It's just written to perfection. The story is perfection. The characters are perfect. Yet the ending still made me so angry. But I can't even criticize it because it's perfect. It made me unhappy, but I can't say anything because it's perfect. So Eddie LaRue is the best book I've ever read. And then the worst book I've ever read. I don't have one. I don't go looking for bad books, you know. Also, I don't want to put a book be like, oh, it's so bad. So no, I'm not going to say that. But what is your favorite genre? So now, I already told you guys my least favorite. I'm going to tell you my favorite. And this one's easy because my favorite is fantasy. I love fantasy books. They take me out of the real world, which sometimes sucks. So I like being able to take a break and go into like crazy vampire, fairies, whatever story that takes me away for a little bit. So fantasy, definitely my favorite. What is your favorite but underrated book? You know what? I've never seen this book around, and it was such a surprise for me. So I'm gonna show it. Every Other Weekend by Abigail Johnson was such a surprise. I thought I was gonna pick it up and like just read it, and like it would be like a cool like just weekend book like I could read in 2 days. I read it in 1 day and it made me cry, and it was intense and it was amazing, and it was nothing that I expected, and it was beautiful. So this is a very underrated book because I haven't seen it around. I think people should read it. It's really good. Now, this last 2 questions were asked by my best friend, and she wanted to hurt me by asking me this next question. She says, how does it feel knowing you'll never meet Asriel in real life? You want to know how it feels? It hurts. The last question is, how happy are you that you have a really amazing best friend in real life that also loves reading and who loves you very much? And it feels amazing. It makes up for the fact that I'm not gonna meet Asriel ever. Anyways, that was the last question. So let's get to the announcements. Announcement number 1. As you guys know, I'm a strong believer that bookworm is not a strong enough word for us book lovers. Book dragon is the term. Okay? So since that's a kind of like thing, book dragons, I've created a new book club that's called Dragon Slayer Book Club. The name credit goes to Sanshat. I'm sorry if I mispronounced the name. She's awesome. She gave me this book idea and I loved it from the minute she said it. And now it's a thing. So the link is down below so you guys can go to the website and join. We're going to start January 2021, and the first book is going to be We Were Liars by E. Lockhart. Announcement number 2. So I've come up with this crazy idea, which is still in the works, but hopefully it'll be up soon and running. And it's a book box, but it's a mystery book box. It will be a box including a random surprise mystery book, 3 stickers, a special item, and a sweet surprise. So for more info and to keep updated with when it will go up on sale and when it will be happening and all the news that will be up and running, go follow the Instagram account at bookdragon.bookbox. The link will be down below too. And that's it, guys. Thank you so much for watching. Hope you enjoyed. Make sure to hit the subscribe button, the like button, and if you want to comment, leave me a comment down below. See you guys next time through the little screen.